Hello and welcome. It is the completion of the 8th day of April 2020. My name is Derek. This is the Money Charts channel. All bets, trades, and other like. Well, that's within each's own risk and their own reward. I say that all the time, and I don't really think I need to, but I do think it's important to understand that this is a risk-reward kind of game. Understand both of the variables and situations the best you can. And then, of course, to be that of what's been known as an advantage gambler is just one way of playing, one way of naming it. That's one mechanism of understanding that is an advantage. All right, on with the video. Let's first go on with the Dow, move in towards the precious metals, and then the Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies after that. So then, one of the key things I want to talk about is, well, after I did a video like this is day 15 or day 11 or day 16 or whatever of this big volatility. But since we just moved into here, and this is going back to February the 24th, the volatility has not slowed down. Okay, it might have slowed back, but no, it has not done anything to tame itself down. Look at the size of all of these candles and the size of everything that has went on. We still have decent levels. This thing... we could end up having this as a bottom. We still don't know it. We could end up even coming up here and lower highing it here and then making a low below that. So many possibilities. But as far as what the market has told us on this time frame, well, we've had a decent decline, a large decline. And then in its first correctionary phase within the 18, starting it on March the 25th, exiting it on April the 6th, successfully supporting a key area, successfully now getting over a key resistance that it established. So far today's session, it held the last couple of days because as weird as it looks, it's 2 days of holding. I mean, this red candle down day, which technically was like a break-even day, because it kind of opened up here, but that meant all the trading that went on from 4 o'clock p.m. to 9:30 in the morning doesn't count. But I guess on the hourly, let's put a line on here. So how it holds this before I shorten it up, I do want to state that if we see weakness here at this lower area here, that's just bad news for the market, and we could have decent sized legs lower because I'm going to be talking about the statement on the monthly chart after that, or the daily after this. So 1 hour time frame. So there's the gap open. It comes down. It holds the 18. Not even then. Sort of coming back to where it came from. Maybe with other time frames it did. Either way, 2 days of holding above this key area. So today's session, very well, just the whole day, just doing this. So strong going in. I haven't checked to see how it's looking for its futures right now. But maybe we come in and test some of these areas. It wouldn't be a surprise, but the volatility is still big. And of course, the current events, they're in play. So then, let's go back to the daily, but we're going to go to the monthly because it's given me a different story. And that is a statement of reversal. We can see the 18 average of lows starting to decline, 18 average of highs even starting to decline. So it's not doing your going from up to sideways, neutral. No, it's staying going up to down. An example of going up to sideways, it managed to successfully do it here. And then after it goes sideways, it's either got to go up or down. Well, it went up. And this statement in here is reversal of trend. Now, it kind of did it here, it didn't do it. It went to neutrality. So it can still do a hit. It can develop a sideways range to whatever. We'll see, but now that it's done that, basically, it's the statement that it is that it's in here. The low, and the difference of the range is 11 to 14,000. Our current low is 18,200. So this tells me that this 18,002 is a key area of support already. Breaking that, yes, most likely this would be it. And when you make that statement of this key move, these could area be resistance points. So the lines in here, 24.5, up to 26.6. If it can get above 26.6, then, ooh, this would be looking like a failed breakdown. Failed move would be a fast move higher. But it's got a long ways to go for me to start saying that as a possibility. I didn't want to talk too much about the Dow. This is pretty much all I wanted to go over. This is my third take of doing it. First take, it was all fine and dandy, but I'm like, holy SHIT, 6 minutes in. And I mean, well, I'm already 5 minutes in this. Anyway, let's go on to gold, which is 1650 on the, I guess it's the COMEX, whatever. Gold futures, 1682. The price is what you buy and sell it at. Only price pays in this business. And if you're playing the digital paper game, whatever price you get on that market is what it is. As it goes, on the monthly chart, nice little setup here. And this key resistance, these lines I drew in a long time ago. And I just haven't deleted them. On the daily term time frame, most certainly they've been key levels, to say the least. Volatility is just fantastic. This failed breakdown, just getting it all back the way it is, that's to me just this V shape, however you want to call it. As it is, coming back, resisting it. If it can successfully hold, stay above like 16 low change so far. I mean, 1650 right now. But getting above this thing, seeing it go like 1680, high 1600s, close to 17, and then of course above it. We're not talking about going to that 1900 level, but it's been a significant period of time where these have been going together. The differential, like the 1682, subtract this, well, that's 32.5 plus 34 plus 34.4. So 1632, that's like 2.5, 2.6%, 2.7. And this one here, it's just recently broken past that level of resistance in here, but pretty much the same sort of pattern. Again, nice little setup on the monthly time frame for gold. And everything to me is stating that this is ready to break out for a spectacular move. I just love the yearly setup, so I'm just going to probably keep showing it whenever I can. There's still 266 days and 21 hours to go till the end of the year. Anyway, that's gold. Let's move on to silver. And it is 1504 on the COMEX. The futures 28.5 on the cent. So 23 cent differential. That works out to be a 1.5% move. Of course, try to buy silver. Several dollars higher. From what I heard, it was Canadian Mint, $1.25 they charge. Only a couple big boys, and those big boys would then charge forever margin higher to like the dealers, like the bullion dealers most people buy from, like, well, gold, silver, bullion, as I talked about on this one here. But anyway, they just immediately went from $1.25 to $4. I guess refiners, all the miners, and they're not even running right now. So it brings it a very, very interesting situation within the supply measures moving forward. With what I guess I call it a black swan event, the fact that like talk about the whole like social distancing and everything going on like this. This is, and I haven't talked too much about this. I'm planning on, I don't know what I'm going to do at the end of the video, talking a little bit about it as just an interesting situation. Almost like the S word. No, so that's not fine. Social distance, I can say that. The C word, I can't say. And I refuse to say those 4-letter words, both of them. They're just not cool to say those. I mean, you can say bullshit all you want. No, that's like whatever. But if I say the C word, it's almost like the whole demonetization. Although I probably should just go out and say it. Just over and over again, like 5, 6, 10 times in a video, just to see if they demonetize it. But anyway, daily chart for silver. A little bit above here, making the statement here. Same thing like the Dow Jones. I mean, this was a just massive volatile down move, but this correctionary move was successful, getting above this level of resistance and now holding a little bit above it really well. Previous key level of resistance in here is about 17. But again, to buy this several dollars higher. But it almost seems now, and this is, again, things that I want to talk about that I haven't talked too much about as far as current events. And I'm not going to say that C word that ends with 19. But those situations, I talk about like the new black markets that are going to appear. Well, I guess the marijuana ones and such like that will reappear because you could have went to stores, could have, weeks ago to buy it. Yet, I mean, I'm in my mid-40s, so I've been knowing the business ever since the 90s about buying that stuff in the old school black market, as they say. But heck, getting a haircut from somebody, maybe going to someone's house to have them cut your hair, or are they them coming to yours? And then using them techniques, putting those nice 3M masks on. Oh, I got them, even though, oh, they don't want you buying it. Nope, not those ones. Or maybe use your own cotton ones that you've made. And then person cuts that person's hair. $75, please, for the haircut. Maybe $100. All those markets coming in. Oh, that's an illegal thing. But silver. Oh, someone coming to your house or going to their house to sell and buy silver. Oh, my goodness, that's contraband. That's contraband, and you're going into general population. And yeah, look at the reference that I'm using. Contraband. I mean, you get your commissary, go to your get your protein, your vegetables, your toilet paper, your commissary items. Oh, try only once a week. But I mean, maybe I know some of your commissary items like ground beef and fish and some other foods like that. I mean, you got to do more than once a week for those. They can only stay good in the fridge for a few days. Yeah, but anyway, that's the type of weird type of world that we're living in. And that's one of the subjects that I wanted to bring as far as that. And that's the second time on this channel. It's been a while since I talked about like commissary, contraband, general population. Those are terms used in a different community. Most of you probably know that community as far as what they mean. Some of you probably have been in that community, of course, because, well, I mean, it's not too many people watching this video, but enough for maybe at least one. But yeah, that's the type of world that we're living in. So anyway, this is a previous range. How the ratios work as far as the premiums when we get there, probably going to remain high. 12 minutes and I still haven't went to Bitcoin. So is there anything much I need to say about this? I mean, it's all the artificial market as it is anyway. So let's go into Bitcoin. And I want to take a look at this Bitcoin dominance because I haven't looked at this for a while. What the F happened here? Sometimes I see this. You're not going to see it on the daily. We'll see, though. Like if I go to 3 hour, that tick is there. So yeah, the daily doesn't have it. Interesting. All right then. So from the key high, I mean, a lot of support was established here around this 67 handle. But you can see it resisted it. And Bitcoin dominance going down a little bit, but we still on this level of support on a bullish level. Oh, if we can hold around 64, and then you can break that resistance. But Bitcoin dominance overall still in this little not so volatile sideways range when I look at it from this perspective. And let's go on to the normal Bitcoin. This has got the Coinbase Fibonacci levels on it. Again, lines that I put in a long time ago, although I've put them in and re-entered them. But even these were re-entered a long time. Was 48 level of support by any means here? Yeah, maybe. So here we are standing, breaking past the 63 fib, a long ways away from 98.14. Thus a potential target. I like on this day, on April the 2nd, which was an attempt at breaking this level of resistance, how it came back, showed several days of how it did within this 18 average of highs. And then it broke free from it April 6th, and then now, what is now 2 complete days of holding the move now into the 3rd. That's just a nice little keeping the bullish setup. So this to me still looks poised to have good moves or good potential for gains going forward. I was thinking about talking about playing one of those 3x funds in the video, but I was in a conversation with one of my friends whom stated on Binance that apparently, I guess, that they're now been taken off or illegal because, well, they're just interested. I mean, you really got to know how to trade them, but I know how to, and that's why when I talked about it before, I talked a lot about the problems about it. But anyway, I got to think that Bitcoin has got a good chance of breaking out. However, it did have this attempt here, 1,800, 1,900 hours. Not progressing too well, but still holding this 18 average of lows. Still, it has to get above this major level of like 7,400 and change, really above 75, and then this thing is off to the races. 76, I think you'd have better clarification for it as well. Yeah, I don't think there's anything more to go on the Bitcoin chart, just because my Fibonacci levels have been amazing. And for some charts, let's just bring up Tezos. And a nice clear break above this. However, this gets very interesting because I tried to sell some of it, and I can't. I mean, I could try, and maybe I might be able to. And I'll explain that in the next few minutes. But before we do that, these lines again put in a long time ago, and I even mentioned on the break of this resistance that even as it was going down, I stated, yeah, when it breaks above, I'm looking at 4,000. And this high was 4,000, yada yada, whatever. I will like to talk about a Fibonacci failure if you want to talk about that. How did the 2242 handle do? Shitty. That's how it did, not good at all. Meaning, if you're trying to buy at those levels, it didn't hit. Not even close. And throughout all this time, March 24th, but March 31st, all the way till April Fool's Day, it was looking as if it was going to go there. And maybe it's just going to be one of those failed move, fast moves that's going to go to at least 32, 35 and higher. But I'd have to go to at least 32 for a good fast move on that. But usually those levels hit. And no, not here. No, it was a 50% move. But I mean, and I don't talk much about the 50%, which is not Fibonacci retracement. If somebody goes, oh yeah, this hit a 50% Fibonacci retracement. No, it didn't. It hit a Fibonacci retracement. Because unless you can tell me how in a Fibonacci calculation 50% works through, then it's not. It's in the middle between these two. That's the only little thing that I can state on it. But other than that, all of these number levels that I got do calculate within the golden ratio of 61.803%. Alrighty. So then, it's had a statement on the daily chart breaking it above. Nicely, that has above the 18 average of highs. And then just how all these multiple hits play on the hourly and how it breaks above it. Just a phenomenal situation. Hit number 1, a little bit of a pullback. Hit 2, hit number 3, hit number 4, hit number 5. And after hit number 5, it just stayed and crunched within that area, consolidated. And then when it breaks, a clear, concise break. Check mark. However, I have basically had very little problems within having my cryptocurrency like Tezos in cold storage. Some of the problems that can occur are the sites like Binance and Bittrex or whichever having the wallets shut off where you need to deposit or withdraw and you can't. Well, right now on Binance and Bittrex, at least on Binance earlier today, the deposit wallet's on. And then I go to my site, which is the Atomic Wallet, where I would have these and where I hold my private keys for such. And then I go to send my Tezos, and I get an interesting message, which would look something like this. Now, what normally occurs is how many I have in here, which says 0. But if I go back, it does have my balances beforehand. Then it says Block Explorer is currently unavailable. Okay. So I can't send it. Now the last that I've sent Tezos from here is the morning of April the 7th, or a day and a half ago. And I've never had much of a problem. No, I did contact Atomic, and they replied back to me pretty damn quick too, saying they're aware of the situation and everything. Now, before in the past, when I've had problems where they wouldn't let me send on this, like with Qtum as one example, I think Qtum was one of them, then I'd find a way where on here I can get my private key for any of these. So I got the private key, and I already have the private keys as it is anyway, but I get the actual, like through the keywords, but I can get the Tezos itself private key or any other ones. But I got the Qtum one. I found the paper wallet, I put the private keys in, and I had access to it, so it was fine. I didn't try that, nor do I want to right now. I'm just going to wait till tomorrow, see what happens. But it's nothing that I'm not too enthusiastic to be able to say. I mean, they did state in the email that the funds are safe, people are working and all that type of stuff, but interesting to say the least. And again, I haven't had any problems with the Tezos as far as when wallets were offline on sites like Bittrex and Binance, then I they weren't offline long. So a few hours, and then by the next day, it was ready to go. So that was all fine and dandy. Whereas codes like Komodo, nothing but problems with wallets. Another ZEC. There's a lot of times where I've seen wallets are continuously offline. See, those are the ones I just want to stay away from. And whether this is going to, and I've had the amount of deposit withdrawals that I've made from this, it's been a lot. I was just looking at them 40 minutes ago, 50 minutes ago, my withdrawals on Tezos. I'm like, wow. Yeah, I mean, it's been great all the time. And as far as and I had a small problem where just recently the wallets were actually offline for a significant period of time. But that was at a period where I was buying back and not needing to sell. So I was like on sites like Bittrex and Binance, I was just accumulating them and just had to wait like days and days and days and days to be able to put them on my hardware wallet. But that's one thing. And you know what? Little bits of that, whatever. I'll go through that. It's all fine. I believe my coins will be safe, even though I technically can't withdraw them. I, again, haven't even decided to even consider finding a paper wallet, getting the private keys, and I'll just check on it tomorrow. Now, why am I into this? Because I'm a crazy person as far as... JSnip4 is a pretty popular person talking about woo-woo stuff, so... Well, there came a day, months and months and almost a year ago now. Geez, I think like June now of last year, where I had an idea where I wanted to do like a little productive mocking video of psychics and cryptos. People using psychics to crypto trade. That was my idea. So I'm now looking to go on the internet to try to find whatever I can find. And not getting much luck originally. And then I went with the Ouija board and cryptos. And I had two results that I found. One person making a little joke about it, really being kind of funny. And I thought it was pretty okay, but yeah, whatever. They're just doing the same thing I was doing. And then another person who was kind of using it serious, I think, but I kind of didn't understand what the person was doing. And really being in a very boring style of video. So I just didn't even want to touch that one with a 10-foot pole. And then I found her video. And then the first video of hers that I watched, this girl named Samantha Jane that I found. She's an interesting girl. She's got the exact same microphone as I do, actually. Although I thought about putting... I mean, I'm going to talk about that, so I'll talk about that in the video. As far as... TV is concerned. However, she talked about you're crazy if you're going to follow me or a psychic for your any type of investing advice. Oh, I love you already type thing. I'm thinking for the way you're talking. And she's got a lot of interesting things that she's talked about. Well, she's the one that's talked a lot about the Tezos. So, you know what? So be it. I'll just do what they say in the sports gambling business. I'm going to tail you. Tail you as in follow you. Whatever you say, meaning, hey, you like Tezos? I'm going to copy you. I'm in on it. That's basically why I'm in it. Same with Hedara Hashgraph. I'm tailing Mike Maloney and the hidden secrets of currency. I was going to say hidden secrets of money, but hidden secrets of currency, because I'm used to replacing money with currency. But the hidden secrets of money version, whatever. Okay, so yeah, on to what I want to talk about. And I'm going to pause the tape at 41:28. And it's 4107. My brain, I forgot what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to say at the end of the video. I wish I could just rewind back to where I was. What was it that I wanted to say? Okay, let's pause the tape, 4050. And 30 seconds later, 40 seconds later, it's not coming to me. Which kind of sucks. But in finishing it off, it does seem as if we're in a world of house arrest. I don't know if we should be called civilians or inmates now. Again, if you just want to go visit somebody, stay 2 feet apart. Well, that's wrong. And I get very disturbed when I watch videos. I was watching, and this is another girl I've been watching for 10 years now or more. The Truther Girls, a girl named Sonia from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And she was at Walmart, and in there's a thing where the seeds were saying that it's a non-essential item. So therefore, you can't sell it. I guess things like bicycles are non-essentials. Now, for me, things like seeds, that's something that I find to be very, very essential. And I'm living in a life where I've been doing this whole isolation thing pretty much, I'm not going to say my whole life because that would be untrue. But really for the last few years, I've been having this whole theory about I just stand until this shit happens, which is kind of happening now, and I guess I'm just going to stay away. And while it's happening, I guess I'm staying away too. Meaning I'll do what I need to when I have to for the last several years. Whatever I need to get in town, I'll get. But I'm not going to leave here, my home, unless I have to. And it's pretty much been that way. But now it's at the stage where the world is changing and general population, if you will, is almost like it would be now. Because I used to joke around about that all the time, except for we're talking about an inmate life of beautiful luxury mansion proportions, where commissary is literally, when you got a lot of money and I don't have a lot, but when you have money and you can pretty much buy anything you want, it's a lot better. But this is a world now that I'm surprised that it has been accepted as widely by the masses as it has, but I've also learned to expect the unexpected as well. So, yeah, I guess another safe thing to say is that when you do go in a general population, leave all your contraband at home. And if you're buying contraband, be very, very careful because, not like they can take you to jail. You're already, maybe they can, but you're pretty much already there. But they can take some of your fiat debt notes away from you. They call those fines. Heck, even if you get within a meter of somebody, that's a fine for that. That's what our world has come down to. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.